I want it to be a day to share the spirit of my mum with my family, with my children who I wish could have met.
Trust Harry and Meghan, and when they have put out statements saying, of course we're not working on a Diana documentary.
The 30th anniversary of Princess Diana's death is coming up next year.
For years, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have maintained that protecting their family's privacy has been one of the driving forces behind many of their decisions. From stepping back as senior working royals to speaking publicly about media intrusion, they have consistently argued that safeguarding their children from intense public attention remains one of their highest priorities. That long-standing message has once again become the center of public debate following the release of photographs reportedly showing the Duke and Duchess of Sussex visiting Althorp Estate with their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. According to multiple media reports, the family is believed to have visited the resting place of Princess Diana during a recent trip to the United Kingdom. The images quickly spread across social media and royal news outlets, reigniting familiar questions about privacy, public image, and the balance between deeply personal family moments and carefully managed public narratives. Supporters viewed the visit as an emotional tribute by Harry, who lost his mother at the age of 12 and has spoken openly for decades about the impact her death had on his life. Critics, however, question why such an intensely private family moment became public at all. And that single question has now evolved into a much larger conversation. Because this isn't simply about one photograph.
Diana documentary, I personally do not believe them. They are both very obsessed.
And we do believe that Harry is working on some type of major project to...
It's about years of public statements, family relationships, media strategy, and the continuing divide between Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the rest of the royal family. According to reports, Harry and Meghan stayed at Althorp Estate as guests during their visit to Britain. The estate, which has belonged to the Spencer family for generations, remains one of the most significant locations connected to Princess Diana's life. It was there that Diana spent much of her childhood. It is also where she was laid to rest following her death in 1997. Unlike many royal memorials, Diana's grave is located on a small island in the middle of Oval Lake, separated from public access to preserve its privacy and dignity. Her brother, Charles Spencer, has previously explained that the location was deliberately chosen to protect the site from unwanted visitors. For Prince Harry, returning to such a deeply personal place with his own children could understandably represent an emotional milestone. Archie and Lilibet never had the opportunity.
There is now international revulsion
To know their grandmother. Introducing them to a place so closely connected to Diana's memory would naturally carry enormous personal significance. Yet what might have remained a private family visit soon became the focus of intense public discussion after photographs from the trip began circulating. Those images have sparked competing interpretations that continue to divide commentators. Some believe sharing the photographs allowed Harry's children to be connected publicly with their grandmother's legacy. Others argue that releasing images from such a sensitive location contradicts years of messaging about protecting family privacy. The debate quickly moved beyond the photographs themselves. Instead, it returned to a question that has followed the Sussexes ever since they stepped away from royal duties. When does sharing a personal moment become public storytelling? Royal commentators have offered sharply different opinions. Some argued there is absolutely nothing inappropriate about Harry visiting his mother's grave with his wife and children. After all, grief doesn't disappear simply because decades have passed. Parents often wish to introduce their children to family members they never had the chance to meet. Seen through that lens, the visit could simply be viewed as an act of remembrance. Others, however, focus less on the visit itself and more on how it entered the public domain. Several commentators question whether such a private family occasion should ever have been photographed or discussed publicly. Their criticism centered on consistency.
with the most intimate details of their summer family holiday.
Trust Harry and Meghan, and when they have put out statements saying, of course we're not working on a divorce.
For years, Harry and Meghan have repeatedly described the importance of maintaining strict boundaries around their children's lives. The couple has spoken extensively about limiting media exposure and protecting Archie and Lilibet from the intense public attention that surrounded previous generations of the royal family. Because of those earlier statements, critics argue that voluntarily releasing or allowing publication of family images naturally invited accusations of mixed messaging. Supporters rejected that interpretation. They pointed out that there is a significant difference between choosing to share selected family photographs and having photographers pursue children without consent. From their perspective, exercising control over personal images is entirely consistent with maintaining privacy. That distinction has become one of the defining arguments surrounding the Sussexes' relationship with the media. The discussion also revived long-standing questions about Harry's relationship with the Spencer family. Although Harry has always spoken warmly about his mother's relatives, reports over the years have suggested varying degrees of closeness between different members of the family. Media coverage surrounding the recent visit suggested that Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet spent time at Althorp during their stay in Britain. Exactly what occurred during that visit remains known only to those present. As with many royal stories, commentary is often extended beyond confirmed facts into speculation and interpretation. That has once again highlighted the challenge facing anyone attempting to separate verified reporting from opinion. And nowhere is that more apparent than in discussions surrounding Princess Diana herself. Nearly 3 decades after her death, Diana remains one of the most influential and emotionally significant figures in modern royal history. Every anniversary, every documentary, every new photograph connected to her continues to generate worldwide attention. Her legacy extends far beyond Britain. It reaches audiences across Europe, North America, Asia, and beyond. For Prince Harry especially, Diana's memory has never been a distant historical chapter. It has remained central to his public life. Whether discussing mental health, military service, charitable work, or the pressures of media attention, Harry has repeatedly described how losing his mother shaped his outlook. That history inevitably influences how people interpret any visit connected to Diana's memory. The controversy has also renewed attention on Harry's broader relationship with King Charles III. Since leaving royal duties in 2020, Harry's relationship with his father has experienced periods of both reconciliation and tension. Public interviews, Harry's memoir Spare, and ongoing legal disputes surrounding security arrangements have all contributed to a complicated family dynamic. Reports have recently suggested that Harry continues to seek improved communication with the king, particularly regarding future opportunities for Archie and Lilibet to spend time with their grandfather. Whether those discussions are progressing remains unclear. Buckingham Palace rarely comments publicly on private family conversations. As a result, much of the reporting surrounding reconciliation has relied on unnamed sources familiar with ongoing developments. Even so, observers continue to watch closely for any indication that family relations may be improving. Every meeting, every public appearance, and every private visit inevitably becomes part of that larger narrative. Prince William's position has also drawn considerable attention. William and Harry once appeared inseparable. The two brothers supported one another through extraordinary public tragedy after Diana's death, and later worked together on charitable initiatives. Over time, however, their relationship deteriorated. Harry has openly acknowledged that communication between the brothers became increasingly strained following his marriage to Meghan and the couple's departure from royal duties. Since then, reports have repeatedly suggested that trust between them remains fragile. Because Diana continues to occupy such a unique place in both brothers' lives, any public event connected to her memory inevitably attracts additional scrutiny. Some commentators have claimed William would prefer such moments remain entirely private. Others caution that no verified public statement from William has directly addressed the recent photographs. As is often the case with royal reporting, public discussion frequently combines confirmed information with interpretation from commentators and anonymous sources. That distinction remains important. While commentary can help explain competing viewpoints, it should not automatically be treated as established fact. The privacy debate itself is unlikely to disappear anytime soon. For Harry and Meghan, controlling how and when their family appears publicly has long formed part of their broader media strategy. Critics describe that approach as selective publicity. Supporters describe it as responsible control over personal boundaries. Those opposing interpretations have followed nearly every major decision the Sussexes have made over the past several years. Whether discussing interviews, documentaries, podcasts, books, or carefully chosen family photographs, the same underlying question continues to emerge. Who gets to decide what remains private? And who decides when a personal story becomes part of the public conversation? Those questions now sit at the heart of the latest controversy surrounding Diana's legacy, Harry's family relationships, and the continuing evolution of the Sussex's public image.